Welcome. Welcome to the EASTBAY Church of Religious Science, and welcome to our Sunday morning broadcast. We hope you enjoyed the morning meditation, and at this time, we will hear from the Women's Ensemble. Holy Spirit, fill this room. Cover us. Bathe us. Guide us and protect us. For in this moment, I know that there is only one life. That life is God, and that life is good. It is life of each and every one of us, each and everything living and breathing in this place that I call earth. And I know that we are all connected to this one thing, the thing that I call God. For there is no disconnect or separation. There is only God in and through all things. So that means God is in this today. Any appearance, any illusion, any thoughts, and any beliefs, it is still all God. So I speak to that power today, and I say, show me the beauty in this moment. Show me the beauty in this day. Show me the beauty in each and everything I hear and I see, each and everything I experience. For I know that the life that I am living is God. And it is perfect, and it is whole, and it is complete. And I know that that is true for each and every person who can hear the sound of my voice. So for that, I am grateful. I'm grateful for the music ministry today. I am grateful that we still have the ability to record and broadcast and share with you and connect with you. I am grateful for our speaker and her power of her words. I am grateful for this center that I call the EASTBAY Church of Religious Science that is still here, still standing. I am thankful, I am grateful, and I give thanks openly, outwardly, knowing that we are all in this together in the arms of God. And so I release these words, allowing them to be, allowing them to fall, knowing that they cannot and will not come back to me void. So I release and say, Amen, Ashe, and so it is.
Holy Spirit, fill this room. Shekinah glory, sweet perfume. We need your presence, we need you. Holy Spirit, fill this room. We need your presence, we need you. Holy Spirit, fill this room.
Good morning, East Bay, and welcome to the East Bay Church of Religious Science. My name is Ona Frey, and I'm a licensed practitioner here at the East Bay Church. If you are in need of prayer, if you would like to speak to one of our practitioners, please contact our church, contact us on our website, on Facebook, or any medium that you wish, and someone can pray with you directly. Right now, we are going to recite our morning affirmation. God is the only power in my life. Please read along with me in unison. God is the only power in my life. Nothing from without can touch the perfect life of God within me. No past experience has power over me. I am a perfect child of God, and nothing that anyone has ever done or said can interfere with my divine inheritance. The power of God is greater than any circumstance in my life. The strength of God is mine to use. Turning away from all feelings of inadequacy, I discover that all that I need is within me right now. As I forgive the past, I find that I have nothing to atone for and nothing to run away from. Casting off the old me, I discover my true self. I take dominion in my life. Old habits have no power over me. Conditions have no power over me. Personalities have no power over me. I take dominion. I am whole, I am free, and I am complete, now and forevermore. And so it is. Yes. Yes, and so it is. In this moment, I am so pleased and delighted to welcome back to our center a woman who needs no introduction. In addition to her Stanford intellect, her spiritual activism, our speaker today has a heart of gold and is led by her devotion, her soul, and her passion to heal, to connect others, and to dwell in the God-centered truth. We are overjoyed this morning to bring the irreverent Reverend Dereca Blackmon.
Good morning. Good morning to you wherever you are. Just know that we are right there with you. As has been said, my name is Reverend Dereca Blackmon. I use she and they pronouns, and I'd like to let you know what my gender pronouns are because you can't tell what they are by looking at me. And I just want to start, as I try to start every day, with just some gratitude. I am so grateful that of all the places you could be and this morning or afternoon or evening or whenever you're watching this, you chose to be with us here at the East Bay Church. I'm grateful for all the people who make this place what it is. All of our leaders on our board, all of our ministers, all of our practitioners. We have some who are in the world holding the high watch right where they are. We want to thank Al and Kimberly and Rosanna for saying yes, that they will be our virtual prayer team. I'm just wanting to give thanks for our small but mighty crew of less than 10 who have shown up here today and just been willing to serve and be of support. Arlene, who is always here. Brett, who's bringing us our audio. My brother, John J.J. Harris, who continues to keep us on the high standard for what we're doing in this world virtually. I want to give a special thanks to Ona for her AFFIRMATIve, for her amazing setting of the tone. When I heard Ona was going to be back as the pulpit assistant today, I said, oh, yeah, she got it. She got it handled. She got it handled from the consciousness to the prayer to the introductions to the power to whatever needs to be said. Of course, I want to thank my minister, my mentor, Reverend Eloise Oliver. And then I just want to give gratitude for a blessing that you've already experienced, but we want to just bring back with some intentionality. I want to give thanks that this week we are blessed by our women's chorus ensemble. You've already heard from Zelma Z. Lewis, Fabiana Crenshaw, Sharon Henderson, backed by Mark Rickey on piano and Lee Henderson on bass. We bring back to you in full force the intentionality of the women's chorus ensemble.
For my good, yes, God's intentional, never failing. All things are working for my good. God's intentional, never failing. All things are working for my good. God's intentional, never failing. All things are working for my good. God's intentional, never failing. All things are working for my good. All things are working for my good. All things are working for my good. Working for my good. God's intentional. God's intentional. God's intentional. Never failing. God's intentional. God's intentional. God's intentional. Never failing. Oh, oh, oh. Cause it's working for me. It's working for me. It's working for me. And I don't have to worry cause it's working for me. It's working for me. It's working for me. Everybody say, I don't have to worry cause it's working for me. Yeah, it's working for me. It's working for me. I don't have to worry cause it's working for me. It's working for me. It's working for me. God's intentional. God's intentional. God's intentional. God's intentional. Never God's intentional, never failing. Oh, 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 oh,
Women's Chorus Ensemble, give thanks for Z. Lewis, Fabiana Crenshaw, Sharon Henderson, Mark Rickey, and Lee Henderson. God is intentional. What about that truth? I know it's hard sometimes when we're in this space where everything feels so random. Who has COVID? Who doesn't? We feel random around what is going to happen for the future in our finances, some of us in our relationships, some of us in our own relationship with ourselves. There's a lot of confused energy. But God is not confused. God is intentional. Let me tell you how I know something about that. So earlier this week, it might have been last week, Arlene called me and she asked me what my title for my talk was going to be. And I'm one of those people that operates from inspiration, and sometimes it hasn't come to me, or at least I think it hasn't come to me a couple of weeks in advance. And so I said, well, it's going to be the change. That's what we're going to go. And all week I was like, is that what I should have called it? Be the change? I'm not really feeling it anymore. I don't know where. But you know, life has a funny way of giving you an opportunity to embody that which you have set forth. Life has a way of giving you a personal testimony if you need one. Well, I don't know what God operates like in your life, but that's what happens for me. When I need a person, I was like, God, what am I going to say about Be the Change? Well, guess what? I got something for you to talk about, because there's only one of us, and that one of us is me. So I had a hard conversation. I'm going to go call it what it was. I had an argument this week with a close friend of mine that caused both of us a lot of hurt. And in the middle of it, you know, we get to doing some name callings, and you acting so fake, and, well, you know, you do drama and I don't do drama. And I was angry. And Thich Nhat Hanh says, anger is our baby. It's calling to us to pay attention. It says something is wrong, check it out and see what it is. Maybe we're tired, maybe we're hungry, maybe we didn't allow ourselves to get soiled and dirty in our consciousness. And so something is going on. And don't be mad at the baby for crying, right? We're not going to shame our anger. We're going to say, what is this trying to tell me? It's trying to tell me that I got a place where I'm sensitive. It's trying to tell me to look at the patterns in my life. Do I do drama? Because I was quick to say, oh, you don't do drama. Of course you do. Oh, y'all don't think y'all minister talk like that? Of course, there's only one of us. So I'm human just like you, and I had that testimony to say I didn't know how to get out of it. I was stuck in it, just going back and forth. You this and I that, and will you always? And this is what we do. We trying to get the speck out of somebody else's eye without clearing the log out of our own. If we are going to learn anything, it's what we resist persists. So as long as you're trying to put up a fight, it's going to continue. Somebody, Reverend E says, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And, oh, that's a hard teaching. But it says, look at your own pattern. Because if you're fighting over here, you're probably fighting over here too, right? So it is important to take a look at where is getting all of your attention, where is getting all of your resistance, and see if that's not an opportunity to be the change. And it's showing up all over the place for us. We have an opportunity now to be closer to our relationships and our family than we've ever been before. And, oh, Lord, that's a mirror. That's a mirror. What you see is what you choose to see. Sometimes we want to be mad at the other parent. I come from a blended family. We want to be mad, and I tell them, that's your choice. Your kids didn't make that choice. In most cases, that's your choice. And so now your opportunity is to model what it feels like to be in relationship with all of these people in your family. You don't have to be perfect, but you can be conscious. And what you can be conscious of, what we need to be conscious of, is our part. So when we get into that conflict with our children, or that conflict with our boss, or that conflict with our partner, those kinds of conflicts are opportunities to say, where are you just like me? Where am I just like you? Because another famous Reverend E quote is, it only takes one person to change a relationship. And that's not what we come with. When we come asking for prayer, half the time we come asking for prayer for somebody else. Yes? I just need, can you just pray, because they got it and they don't even see, and I want them to, and they need to realize, and this hurts me what they did. There's only one of us, so what's ever going on over there is triggering something that's in here. And if you look at your life and the pattern, it's been triggering. That trigger, them wires are in you. And when somebody connects with your wires, that's a fire right there. And so there's an opportunity here to just keep taking a look at our part, because our part is our power. That's the part that can be changed. Not the other person's part. Our part, how we respond to them, what we put out to them, what are our thoughts creating in our expectations. Expectations are just resentments on reserve, right? It's just, should I say that again? Expectations are just resentments on reserve. It means I've set you up to be something that I think you ought to be. And when you disappoint me, not if you disappoint me, because your expectations are a setup. Our expectations allow somebody to feel like they have to be something for us. And unconditional love is saying, I love you for you. That doesn't mean I like everything about your behavior. But life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful. And the difference is the attitude of gratitude. I'm grateful that I have somebody to be with in this time. And if I don't, I'm grateful that I have this time alone. How many of us have just been wanting some time alone? How many of us said, I just wish I had more time with my family? Oh, careful what you wish for. And so the opportunity is to let go of that persistent resistance and to be, as the Women's Chorus Ensemble told us, intentional about being the change we want to see in the world. Now, we need to talk a little bit about the world, right? Because what's going on for us and going on for our relationships and going on in our families and going on in ourselves is just a reflection of what's going on in the world. All that chaos within has manifested for so many people as chaos without. And so I've been reading Ernest Holmes, How to Use the Science of Mind, and he said, we need to look at where the trouble lies, because trouble always lies. It never tells the truth. So when we look at the trouble in the world, I always like for us to take a minute to detox, right, from that television. Oh, here we go. Because I went last year and I did some traveling through other parts of the world, and I was in Oklahoma, and I was just talking to someone from a conservative political party, because I felt like, okay, let me tell the truth. I felt like, if I got to understand how people come to thinking conservatively the way that I do, then I could have a better conversation with them. That was what I told myself. So here I am having this conversation, and The woman was just honest enough to tell me, she said, let me tell you what the problem is. Every time we talk to the so-called progressives, the entire goal of the conversation is to tell us how stupid and wrong we are for what we believe. Ouch. That one hurt because I prettied it all up real nice. But that was still my goal, was to be able to make a connection so I could say you wrong. She said, can we just talk to each other without trying to prove something about who's right and who's wrong? And it's hard right now because there feels like there's a consciousness that's happening in the world that is creating lack and limitation. And so the question is, what do we have for that? Right? We're always talking about we need to have faith. But what do we have faith in? We're always talking about we need to elevate our consciousness, but elevate our consciousness to what? Because what we believe in is manifesting in our world right now, right? Because we say a bunch of platitudes. We say things like love is stronger than hate. But when we find hate, do we respond with love? Because I'm going to tell you that transformation is possible, but not when you fight fire with fire, not when you curse the darkness. The transformation happens when you light your own candle. That's when we can be the changes. When I say, I will go into what looks like darkness and I will be a light. Right? The light isn't cursing the darkness. The light is just being what it is. And that combination, if we really believe that God is all there is, there's only one of us, we got a lot of them, peace is the greatest power. But are we living it? Because this teaching, this science of the mind teaching, was about a knowing in something greater that doesn't just exist out in the ethers, that exists in us, that is activated by us, that is honoring our thinking with the creativity of a natural law that says whatever you put into this soil will grow out into your life and into the world. So I was looking at the behavior of us on the progressive side. And I just started looking with a different set of eyes after I talked to this woman. And I don't really watch television news because my experience is it's not news. It's mostly commentary. So I try to get mine on the internet where I can have a bunch of different sources and see which ones are trying to give me some information and not just some opinion, right? So I get a lot of opinion whenever I turn on the television. But I just said, well, let me just experiment because, I didn't watch Fox from the beginning. Everyone used to tell me, well, you have to watch Fox to see what the other side is thinking. I said, listen, I don't read the National Enquirer to get my news. And I'm not getting ready to watch something that's not news. Because it's going to be in my consciousness. And every single time I make that error, what I resist, it just persists. And so I said, well, let me try to watch our stuff. And I turned on some MSNBC and I listened to this man. I don't even know his name, which is good. And he just went on and on and on. And I'm pretty sure for about 15 minutes, all he said was Trump. And Trump this, and Trump that, and then Trump did this. And I mean to tell you, I don't believe in the devil, but I sure thought I heard about one. And then Trump, and Trump, and from the beginning Trump, and then Trump. I ain't heard that many Trumps since I used to play spades. I mean, what is going on? I mean, what do we believe about consciousness? Because I think what we teach is what you think about. Where you place your attention multiplies. So we got a lot to say about what everybody else ought to be doing. Well, where is the mask? And are they staying away 6 feet? And they out here at the park doing this, and they beach, and they go. And some of that impacts us. But what do we do about it? Do we resist? Do we judge? Or do we say, where have I broken the rules? Where have I created a situation for somebody else is unsafe? And how can I have compassion for those who just want to touch somebody, who just want to be close, who just want to be in the sunshine? Can I have something else to offer them besides my judgment and my fear? Because we could focus on the people who are right around us. We could focus on the spirit that's trying to talk to us right within us. And I'm pretty sure that spirit is not saying, go out and condemn those people. That's not our job. That's not our job. And let me assure you that I have signed up for it. But what Spirit was saying to me is, oh, you want to talk about being the change? Come on with your own life. Come on with your history of your patterns of all of this conflict and fighting. I remember when I was married, my sister-in-law saw the conflict my husband and I were having, and she pulled me to the side and she said, listen, the wife can run the kingdom if she just let the king wear the hat. I fell out. And you know the first thing my little boxer self said? Well, what about my hat? First thing I thought. And there it is. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. I was ready for conflict. If you going to have a hat, I'm going to have a hat too. Now, I don't know if you have anything going on in your life as you're quarantined like this, but if that was helpful. You understand what I'm saying? And so we can't go out here with what is the old saying? If you point one finger, there's 5, 4, 4, 3 pointing back at you, right? That's what you have to realize. If that's the consciousness, let me go and see what I can find fault with, right? Oh, you'll find something. You know, if you turn over every stone, you're going to see something creepy and crawly underneath one of them, right? So is that our job? To be turning over stones, to be throwing stones? Or is our job to let go of that resistance and to be intentional about being the change in every situation? On page 110 in How to Use the Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes says, nothing that all people confined have ever experienced, nothing that all people confined, that's us, have ever experienced can in any way hinder the flow of the original mind. Now, what does that mean? If everybody is experiencing it, it doesn't impact or change the power of God. And what does that mean? It means that we can't give in to a virus. It means that we can't give in to a fear consciousness. It means that we cannot give in to the sniping that's going on in our household. This is an opportunity to go deeper in meditation, to teach the children how to do it. This is an opportunity to pray together. This is an opportunity to post affirmations all over our house. This is an opportunity for us to have the time we always wanted to practice our spirituality, to figure out our relationship with God. This is the time that we wanted to have set aside. This is that time. And so the only question is, are we going to use this time to change? And you can see it. Some people are making that change all around you. You see new creative ideas and businesses and music that's coming out and all kinds of stuff that's happening. You're like, oh, somebody was thinking when they came. I saw the other day a key thing that you use to open doors so you don't have to touch the door. I said, ooh, somebody was ready and thinking about that. Creativity is happening around you, but sometimes when we see good happening, we respond with resentment. Now, you know somebody who's happy all the time that gets on your nerves. Don't act like it's just me, right? That person who's like, hey, hey, hey. Every time they see somebody and you just like, hi, right? Because there's something that is hard for you to believe that anybody else could be that happy. But whether they are or are not is not your business. The question is, can I be happy? Can we be happy? Because that's the block, right? Is do we have Ernest Holmes talk about having a bigger bucket, right? We feel like, okay, well, it's only so happy I can be given what happened to me when I was 5. Given how my parents are, given what my ex did, given how my children are acting, there's only so happy I can be. But you don't know somebody else's story with a smile on their face. You're assuming that their life was all good, and that's why they're smiling. But happiness is a choice. It's not an experience. It's what you decide to be with what you have. Life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. I get to decide what I'm grateful for that can be the consciousness, the motivation, the thing I have faith in. I get to decide that. And so when something happens and I see that couple over there and I wish I could have that, I just need a bigger bucket because, again, you don't know what they have going on. When somebody wants to give me something and I have a hard time receiving it and I want to be suspicious of the gift, I need a bigger bucket. There needs to be something in my consciousness that says I deserve all of that. I'm grateful for what I have, and because I'm grateful for what I have, because I know I didn't get it because I was smart or cute or pretty or rich or any of those, because I was manipulating to get the circumstance, all these things, that's how we think everybody got what they got. Well, they got that because they smarter than me. They went to such and such, right? They got that because they had this connection. They got that because they look like this. They got that because they from whatever. Make it up if you want to, or make something else up. Something else that says, I am deserving of all the joy, all the prosperity, all the peace. I am deserving of all the love that there is. I remember one of the first times I heard Reverend E talk, she said, if it's $1 on the planet, I'm going to have it. And I surely thought, well, we're going to have to split it. Because that's the consciousness that creates prosperity. There is no lack and limitation, not on this planet, not right now. There is an abundance of absolutely everything. The question is, who believes that it's for them? Who believes that all the good that's available, it's like God is the ocean and I'm just a cup of that ocean. So everything that God is, I am. Everything that God does, I can do. Through, what did Christ say? Through all things that Christ does to strengthen me. I can do all things through God. That's what we teach. I'm just saying, what do we believe? That's what we teach. The question is, what do we believe? And so oftentimes we're in search of. We're looking for something, someone, some job, some insight, some person that's going to allow us to feel complete. And it's not wrong. This is what the universe of human consciousness has been teaching us over and over and over again. Every movie, romance movie, every love song is all telling you you're going to find something that's going to make you complete. Every story of rags to riches is like, then something happened to me, and all of a sudden, I had wealth and success and power and notoriety. That's not how it works. Thoughts are things, and so how we think in our consciousness is creating our own reality. And so we're out here searching for what it is that we already possess, the things we believe are true. I am the candle that lights the darkness. I am the love that drives out hate. I am the presence of peace. And in my presence, discord cannot prevail. It just cannot. Not for me. And when I stand as the presence of peace, it absolutely influences everything around me. And so we have to think about what we think about. Whatever it is that we resist is going to continue to persist in our lives. We have to be the change. Whatever it is that we're angry about and we're putting all our energy, whoever it is, we're blaming or shaming or casting, whatever we're doing to somebody else, it's happening to us. You can't put somebody in jail unless you're willing to stand there and guard them and spend all your time as the consciousness that's making sure they don't ever recover from the hurt, and they out in the world living their whole happy lives, right? So we have to search, not because what we're looking for is something that we already are. And so all we have to do is make a bigger bucket and allow the universe to give what it's been wanting to give us since we got here. It wants to give us joy. It wants to give us prosperity. It wants to give us love and peace and all of the good things. But there's something in the way. It's our yes. There's something in the way of us receiving all the good that would allow us to withstand all the circumstances, to see something bigger and better and an opportunity in the middle of this COVID. I'm telling you, we out here worried about disinfecting our groceries when we need to be disinfecting our consciousness, because when we disinfect the consciousness, everything around us will be clearer and more beautiful and more available. But that disinfecting of the consciousness is saying yes. It's saying completely yes to spirit. And so when I heard that our women's chorus ensemble was going to bring us today this beautiful song that I love so much, Completely Yes, I said it's perfect, because that's what I want us to say is, yes, Lord. Whatever it is that you have for me, I want it. I got a big bucket with your name on it, so bring it on. Completely Yes, our women's chorus ensemble.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. From the bottom of my heart to the depths of my soul, yes, Lord, completely yes, my soul says yes, not my will, Lord, but thy will be done. There's no more I, but you, the Christ I have inside. I give my all and my everything to you. I'm yielded completely through and through. All I want to say is yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. From the bottom of my heart to the depths of my soul, yes, Lord. Completely yes, my soul says yes.
Can we just say yes, Lord? Yes to the ultimate energy, the most high, the divine thing that lives in and through each and every one of us. It doesn't matter what name you call it, Allah, Buddha, Jah, Jehovah, whether it's balanced in Shakti and Shiva or just ordered and governed by Ma'at. I don't care what you call it. I just want you to call on it and say yes. Yes, I am the one who is willing to be the change. Yes, I believe that I am everything that God is. So I have an opportunity to just be the only Bible, the only holy book that anybody ever reads, by my appearance, by my consciousness, by proving what I have faith in the way that I act. I am the peace that God is. I am the love that God is. I am the joy that God is. I am the forgiveness that God is. I am everything. The prosperity that God is, the healing balm that God is, the yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I am the comfort that God is, and this is how I show up in the world. So I just declare right now with my words, with this peace, with this power, that each and every one of us has a fresh start right here, right now, an opportunity to see this quarantine, this stay at home as the gift we've been waiting for, just to say yes. Yes to ourselves, yes to our families, yes to our divine calling, yes to believing that our prosperity is bigger than a stimulus check. Yes, Lord, I am willing to have the biggest bucket possible, and I'm so grateful for what I already have. I'm so grateful for everything that's in my consciousness. I'm so grateful that wherever I am, God is. and all is well. And so I do the most important thing that I can do. I just take my hands off of it and I place my faith in the universal law, which must produce whatever it is that I declare. I am the power unto it. And so I think everything into it that is mine to claim. I think my joy, my peace, my prosperity, my love. I think that in this moment, I am creating my future. And so I let go. And I trust the divine law to perfect that which concerns me and mine, which concerns me and my family. I thank the Lord and the law for perfecting that which concerns this city, this state, this country, this world. That thing that is perfect does not need my help. It is already creating order. I just get myself aligned with it. I just bring my bucket to the well of the Holy Spirit and I say, yes, Lord, completely yes.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. From the bottom of my heart to the depths of my soul. Yes, Lord. Completely yes. My soul says yes. One more time, say yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. From the bottom of my heart to the depths of my soul. Yes, Lord. Completely yes. My soul says yes. My soul says yes. My soul says yes.
Oh, thank you to our women's chorus ensemble. Thank you, Sharon and Fabiana and Z. We thank you to our absolutely powerful band. Thank you for everything that you do to remind us of the power of yes. And so I hope this is an opportunity for you to consider the possibility that you want to join and be a part of this ministry. We have so much that we want to offer you. We have our Zoom services here on Sunday, but we have them Tuesday through Friday. We have our midday meditation. We have a Wednesday night service. If you're in need of food, we have that available on Wednesday at 3:30. There will be announcements every week at the very beginning of the recording and also at the very end, so you can get more information about all that is happening here at the East Bay Church, how to get prayer, how to be a part of service, all of those things. And so this is an opportunity for us to create that divine circulation of energy with our gracious giving. And so I just want to invite you to give something somewhere. It doesn't matter if you give here, but if you want to be a part of what this ministry is, of what it is doing, here are the 4 ways that you can give. You see them on your screen right now. You can text to give or go online. If you have a feeling that this is something you're committed to, maybe you've been with East Bay Church for many years, maybe you're just now coming back, or maybe this is the first time you've heard of it, you can absolutely bless the stability of this ministry by setting up a recurring gift. You can also mail your check. We have the address on screen. We accept whatever gifts you give. And even if you don't give here, just give of yourself somewhere in the world, because that is the change we want to be. And so we have this opportunity here again from our Women's Chorus Ensemble, one of our East Bay favorites. As you prepare your offering, they prepare their offering of Siyahamba. Women's Chorus Ensemble, Z. Lewis, Fabiana Crenshaw, Sharon Henderson, Mark Rickey, and Lee Henderson. We give thanks. And we give thanks for you that you took the time to be with us, to actually listen and join in and watch us today. We give thanks for your gift, the gift of your presence, the gifts of your donation. We give thanks for your consciousness, as we know that as you go out from this time that we shared together, that consciousness of love and peace and joy multiplies and radiates out into our entire world. And so just join me as we go within and close this service out, recognizing that there's only one life, and that life is God, and that life is my life. And as I give thanks for this service and this community and this unity and this consciousness, it blesses me. And it blesses each and every one of us, because there is only one of us. So I release this word to the perfect activity of the law, knowing that it's already done well in the mind of God. And so it is. Ashe. Amen. So just a reminder that there's still opportunities for you to get involved. Our announcements will show up at the end of this service. And we're grateful that you're here. We're here for you to pray throughout the week, throughout the day, whenever you call upon us. Wherever you are, we're right there with you. And this joy that we have, it cannot be stopped by a COVID, a conflict, or anything else. So as our Women's Chorus Ensemble takes us out today, they remind us the joy that we have did not come from the world.
This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. it, the world can't take it away. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that